Crosswise Online News, and we have Freddie, who is from the Seafood Productions from Malaysia. And he's going to share with us more during the week of the Crossway Festival with Singapore.
Okay, we are very happy, we are glad as well to be invited by Crossway Exchange to come to Singapore to perform. It's actually our first outing out of Malaysia because Seafood Production is actually a very new theatre company in KL. We've only done like a couple of shows in KL, but that's why when we got invited, we are of course excited, and yeah, we're glad to be able to bring something a little bit different, a little bit more Malaysian, a little bit more refreshing to Singapore, and I hope that the audience enjoy it themselves. Yeah, that's our most important objective in this trip. Yeah.
So about your production, what is it called?
Okay, this particular production is called Never Eat Too Much Before Rapture. It's a little bit mouthful. So we also call it Netember, as in Netmer, like short form. So it's Netember. This show is actually inspired by the neo-futurists in Chicago. It's an experimental theatre sort of. It's a little bit different. So what we do is actually this. We will perform 35 plays in 70 minutes. Yeah, sounds a lot, right? So it's 35 plays that are originally written, directed and performed by all the ensemble as well, all the cast. And this time we have 6 actors that are going to perform all those in under 70 minutes. And the fun part about this show is that the audience get to shout a number, they get to decide what play comes after. So every show is going to be different, and it's very interactive. The audience get to have fun, to play around as well. And at the same time, we don't lose the integrity of just treating it like an improv show. It's not, because we actually, all the scripts are there, they are scripted, so we have to honor the writer, we have to honor the essence of the play as well. So it's quite fun, I must say. Yeah.
Now, how did Seafood Productions came about?
Okay, it was, I think the idea came about around 2.5 years ago, when three of us, the three partners, myself, Freddie, Siti Farah, and Yuhua, 3 of us, we work on the production together, and some of us are on the front end, as in we were acting, and some of us were backstage, like directing and helping each other. And then after that one collaboration, we thought we liked each other's style, and we also real life friends, and we're like, okay, cool. So we thought maybe we can one day, do something together. And from there, we thought of why not form a company and do something, because we all share similar vision in how we want to do productions. So yeah, so I guess that's how we started.
What kind of challenges does Malaysia face in the theatre scene?
I guess for myself, because I'm not too sure how the rest will see this, but in my own opinion, one of the main challenges is that the theatre culture is still fairly new, or at least it's not that developed somehow. Because I've been in theatre for about close to 5 years, if not more, and I always find that there are still a lot of general public in Malaysia that they are either unaware of the scene, or they are just not informed. They're just not well informed about the scene. So they know that it's there, but it's something that is very fringe. It's a little bit like I don't know. It's a little bit like graffiti. You know it's there, but do you need to go and pay money and enjoy it? Maybe not. So that is the kind of mindset that we have in KL. Of course, it's growing. In the past few years, it has been better. A lot of new companies have mushroomed out. A lot of new people have been trying theatre, and we have a lot of things going on. So yeah, it's been great past few years. Hopefully that will continue. Hopefully that will help us in making things easier for us, and hopefully there will be more government support as well. There's been slowly more and more support, but yeah, mainly I think the culture is something that I see it as a major challenge.
So Freddie, what kind of strategies are you guys going to adopt and use to market theatre?
For us, for Seafood Production, I suppose we are not a big company. We are not like a mega conglomerate where we will just dump in a huge sum of money and just start. No, not that. So But at the same time, it doesn't mean that we are just like street performer artists and just do things out in that. No. So, but I guess the first thing that we're gonna do is we look at the more community approach. Yeah, it's more like a friendly approach in Malaysia, in the sense that, yeah, we do shows that are not just there to satisfy ourselves as artists or as creator or as performer. No, we always look into whether would this show be entertaining to the audience as well. And when I say audience, I mean the general audience, not just the theatre practitioners, but the people, general people that around the neighborhood that might not heard of theatre, might not be very fond of theatre, might not be very familiar with theatre. But if we ask a few people and they think that this idea, this story, this play could or have the potential to attract them, then we would consider about it. And that is just a start. And hopefully from there, we get to do something a little bit bigger scale as well. Because I think Malaysia has a very high potential. I mean, the market is there. It's just that we need to find our ways to get it. Yeah.
So do you guys actually go about getting surveys from individuals, or do you actually perform a very small segment in public places?
We do have we do get a lot of feedback. I think, like for example, like this show Never Eat Too Much Before Rapture. This time in Singapore is actually our third installation in a way. Our first production of it was actually done last year, and that we labeled it as a public preview. It's more like a beta version. The price is fairly cheap. It's almost like a by donation basis. But the reason why we do that is because we want to hear the feedback from our friends and family and also general public. That's why we still push for it. We still advertise. We still get people to come, and that's why we get a lot of people that have never really watched theatre before to come as well. And for the price of like close to free, they came and they gave us our feedback, and that helped us to form the show today. I have to say that it was quite different as compared to when we first started. There are a lot of things that we a little bit different. You know, we try to streamline things, make things clearer and improve lah. And I think that is the model that we'll continue to adapt. It's like in the future, I think all our shows will also we'll get the feedback from the audience. Yeah.
Now, what is the most effective advertising tool for theatre? Is social media going to be leading the way?
Personally, for me, I think social media is good, it's great, but it also at the end of the day depends on the nature of the show and also the scale of the show. If the scale, I mean, if it's a big scale production, by all means you can really have the budget to throw in a lot of money and get the effect right. Because at the end of the day, social media, you need the amount. It's all about the amount, and then the quality will come in terms of marketing strategies. But for medium to smaller scale company in Malaysia, I would think like this, as I mentioned before, in the market, yeah, we have a lot of people, head counts, but how many of them actually do watch theatre? So you might reach them via social media, but are they interested? We're not sure. So personally, for me, at least for medium to smaller scale productions, word of mouth or more targeted strategies are better. It works for us that way. I mean, you really need to get out there and just promote it yourself. Yeah. Be there in person.
About censorship, what is the future of censorship in Malaysia? Is Malaysia trying to censor the artistic value of theatre? Are they trying to look into your scripts and everything? Is there a possibility?
Okay, when you talk about censorship, I guess in every country, in every state, of course there are some sort of restrictions. In Malaysia as well, in KL, in Kuala Lumpur, the state council will require you to submit like application and everything, and to get permits, to get permission to perform. So every time you need to submit your scripts and everything. So it's there. I mean, the moderation is there. But at the same time, there's also leeway because they also believe and they allow us to play around a little bit. But of course, you can't really step on the boundaries like in your face. But at the same time, to me, at least in Kuala Lumpur, I felt like we have quite a lot of freedom in doing what we do, in saying what we say. Just that you gotta be smart about it. It's not just like, you don't say it up front. Like, no, don't do that. Do it in a tasteful way, in a smart way, you are fine. And so long there's no official complaint, everything usually is fine. Usually it's fine. And yeah. So, and also I think in general, the crowd as well. The crowd who came and watch theatre in Malaysia, they are also quite open to things. They are quite open to content and issues and materials that are sometimes either being neglected or need to be talked about. And yeah, we will usually open and talk about it. So I guess it's alright. Yeah, in terms of censorship. Yeah.
Now, moving forward, what's next for Seafood Productions? Are you guys still in the process of coming up newer productions in the next 6 months to 5 years? You guys, what kind of plan do you guys have?
To be honest, because this year is our first year of operation, so there are still a lot of things, a lot of details that we are finalizing. So at least for this year, we can't really disclose right away yet. But starting next year, we will be doing everything by per year, or like even more than that, like 2-3 years. You will know what we're gonna do already. But for this year, we will definitely try to do more shows for Never Eat Too Much Before Rapture. We have at least 1 to 2 installations in our mind and in between, we're also thinking of doing something else, like one other production aside from Never Eat Too Much Before Rapture. We're not confirmed yet because it's still at the early stage. It's still depending on the people that we can get, the team that we are working with, and all this. Yeah.
What's your vision and mission for Seafood Productions?
One of the mission that we had when we first started is that we want to make the theatre industry. Okay, maybe make is a strong word, but we want to try to see if the theatre industry in Malaysia can be, I don't know, a little bit more accessible, to the general public. Hence, we would like to conduct, or if not, see if we can have more collaboration with local production houses and also international, like in Singapore, or even just outstation like Penang, Ipoh, different areas in Malaysia. Because we do have talents everywhere around the world. So we would like to try that. We would like to try to have collaboration and see if we can do more things. And to me, collaboration with foreign talents are not just like, because we want to sell. We want to see if this new thing, so-called, can sell to our general public. It's not that. Because to me, what's more important is that when you bring in foreign talents and you collaborate, you will improve each other's understanding on the different form of art as well. And from there, we believe that through the process, we will also be able to create something that are familiar to the audience, at the same time something refreshing because of the foreign element. So that's one of our missions that we have. In terms of vision, like I said earlier, we are new, but we are not here to just fool around. We are not just try anything new. So we have a certain degree of ambition, and we want to stay as well. We want to really try our best and see if we can make theatre a more sustainable career path for a lot of people. Because in KL, there's still many theatre practitioners that have their own day jobs. They do other things, and they only do theatre part-time, like at night, on the weekend, they rehearse. So the passion is there. But yeah, we will have to find a way to make it sustainable, and that's one of our vision.
what's your criteria for seafood productions when you guys are looking for talent? Because talent is a challenge. But we saw the talent that you guys have yesterday was amazing. So tell us, what is your criteria when you select talent?
Okay, I guess if you ask me, right, it depends on a lot of elements. Of course, number one is the nature of the play, nature of the production that you're casting for. But aside from that, to me personally, I would usually like to work with someone that has the right attitude. Because to me, that is very important. That's the basic that almost every actor should have. So when you have that basic, because I'm the kind of person that I always fall back to basic, and whether you have the talent or not, whether you have the charisma or not, whether you have any kind of like dancing background and all those kind of things, those can come later. But if you have the right attitude, if you have the right passion, and you want to work with us and we see potential in you, and let me rephrase. If you have all those attitude and everything, then it only worthwhile for us to look into you and see if you have the potential. Because if you come to us and you might have all the talent, but if the passion is not there, if the attitude is not there, we are not gonna go all our way and just say, come, join us, and to me, we are looking at that. It's the enthusiasm, it's a bit different, I think. Yeah.
Amazing. So right now, we'd like to congratulate you for being selected as the best new theatre company in Southeast Asia category by the National Critics' Choice. What will be your key advice for theatre practitioners who wants to set up a new theatre? When they come out, based on your experience, what would be your 3 key advice?
Advice, okay. That's the thing. I'm not too sure if I'm the right person because we're still new. But since you asked me, I'll just try. I guess my first point here is that do not be afraid. Take the risk. I think if you have the right passion, trust your instinct, trust your passion, and just do it. Because that's the main reason why we all do art. That's the main reason why we appreciate art. It's something that's intangible, yes, but it's also this kind of intangible element that makes me love, that makes us love art even more. So trust that feeling, and do not let how about funding, how about this, how about that. Do not let all those worry you. Just go with it if you have a passion. I mean, not exactly think about it. Not exactly do first, think about it later, but you need to start somewhere. So that's my first point. Second point is that I think the second point is that I guess what I would advise is try to explore new things to do. Because to me, at least based on my own experience in Malaysia, in Singapore, in Southeast Asia that I've been to, I realized that the general public's idea or perception of theatre is still a little bit outdated. Maybe I'm a bit harsh on that to say that, but to them, a lot of the general public, when you tell them about theatre, they still have that, it's a play, it's a straight play, it's a actors are gonna be there on stage and tell you a story that are everything is scripted, everything's nice, very artsy, very avant-garde, something like that. But to me, that we have to change the perception somehow. It's good to do traditional theatre. It's good to do some classics. It's good to do Shakespeare, all those kind of things. Yes, but at the same time, I believe that there are a lot more areas of theatre that are left to be explored. And a lot of it has already been done in the States, in the Europe and everything, and I don't see why we can't bring it over. We can't adapt the idea. We can't, so that's my second point. And thirdly, I guess at the end of the day, theatre is something that is fun for me. So although you are doing a production house, you have a lot of things in your head. You know, you have to care about so many things. But at the end of the day, try to have fun in everything you do. Even though, be it whether you're front end, as in you're on stage acting as an actor, or you are performing, you are a dancer, or if you are a producer, you are a script writer, you are a director, anything, just find the fun in it. I think just enjoy it. Because
That's why
the whole process.
and that's why I realized you guys actually have fun, and you actually add the fun element for your play.
Yeah, we encourage the actors to find new things in every show and to just spark it up a little bit. Just help each other to explore new things, and always maintain a kind of freshness. Always have fun with each other. I guess that's very important. Yeah.
Well, one last question, that is, what is the philosophy of theater? What is your philosophy?
That I think?
Yes.
That's a tough question.
Is theater evolving? Is theater supposed to be a place where it's fun and
Okay, to me,
compared to the Victoria time?
Well, okay, if you put it that way, to me, theater is a process. Be it whether you're part of it, you're part of the team who created theater, or who create theater, or you are the audience who watch theater. Because I believe it's not just a one-time thing. It's something that if you are practitioners of God, you continue to go from one production to another. So the whole process will help you evolve, improve, blah blah blah. You will go through that. But it's the same for audience as well. That's what I believe. Because when you watch theater, it's live. You're there enjoying the moment that the actors share with you. Be it whether it's a good production, bad production, blah blah blah. You're there. It's live. If it's good, you can feel the vibe, everything. If it's bad, you can feel the vibe as well. Like, why am I spending so much money watching? And you won't really feel that kind of intense feeling in a cinema per se. If it's a good movie, you enjoy, you clap, but would you have that kind of like live feeling where this real person right in front of you with like bloodshed and tears is there? And it's the same thing, like I said, because every industry you have bad productions, right? It's the same thing. If you go to the cinema, you watch a bad movie, just okay, I burned my $10, that's it. You don't really, it won't leave a scar with you. But for theatre, when you're there watching a live show that is not so good, it affects you. And it's this process, and that's why it's very important, I think, for me. My philosophy of theatre is that when you create theatre, you have to have that in your mind as well. I mean, at the back of your head, that whatever we do, whatever decision we make as creator will affect the audience fate. In whether will they be continuing watching theatre, supporting theatre or not. It sounds like it's very big. It sounds very very harsh, exactly. But I think that's what I feel, at least. Yeah.
Well, before we close, tell us, how can our viewers find out more information about seafood productions in Malaysia?
Okay, we don't have like a website yet. We are still sorting it out. But you can find out more information about our show, Never Eat Too Much Before Rapture, on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. You can search it under facebook.com/NETMBR. Yeah, so Never Eat Too Much Before Rapture. So the initials, NETMBR. And hopefully, once we launch our website and all the official Facebook page for Seafood Productions, we will also advertise on the our September Facebook page, so you will be able to find more information about that. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me, Mr. Freddie from Seafood Productions from Malaysia. And Freddie, thank you for being with us, and also congratulations to you for being the best new theatre company in Southeast Asia of the year 2014. I'm Robin Stienberg. Thank you for joining me.